This is gonna be live.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, fans of all ages, sizes, intelligent creed. Welcome to Car Stereo Talk. We are your hosts. I am Dean. This man to my side is the one, the only, the Fernando. That's right.
Yeah, that's me.
Yep, it's him. It's him. It's he, him. It's us.
Yeah.
We're here.
Yeah.
Hi.
Hi.
Welcome to the show, guys. It is Monday, which means that most of you guys feel about the way I feel. It's Monday. I mean, we got to do this.
It's tiring.
Yes, woke up this morning and was just like, hey, at least I had a good Sunday. So I did something. Yeah, I did something Sunday that the only time I was anywhere near the internet was for The Boring Life of Dina Haley. Other than that, I left my phone, sat it on the corner, and never touched it all day. And then we didn't go anywhere. I didn't do anything. It was just a relaxing day of nothingness.
Finally, after how many years?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was great. It was nice to just sit there. There was some anxiety,
of course,
because you just
want to touch it.
Well, you want to do stuff like it's like no, not just a phone like my laptop. Like there's lots of things I could be doing.
Right.
To be selfish and take a day off without working. Just kind of, it's a selfishness that because it's like I could be editing this, or I could be doing this background, or I could be making these things that, and it's like, no, I just wanted a day to not do anything. What's up, Dave?
What up?
What's up, Frank? Evening, Jody. Hey, Jamie, how's it going? Hail from Cali. JJ, what's up, y'all? Hope everyone's having an awesome day. Fang, so good of you to be here. Fang, keeper of time. Can't afford jail. Says hello from Vegas.
What up, Vegas? Now you can scroll normal.
I know. Is car audio brand dual good? It's not great. I mean, there's a lot better brands. It's what we would call a second tier company. Mm-hmm. Okay, so your first tier company would be something like JVC Kenwood, Sony, Alpine. And then you have second tier companies that are not as predominant as those, Jensen, Dual, stuff like that are just and then you have your third tier companies, which are like the white box Android radios that
you forgot to mention. And the ones right now that they actually are like scaling up is Boss. Boss is trying to come out with.
I'm waiting.
But what I'm saying is like the Boss that you see before and then now, it definitely it's.
Yeah, I mean,
it's moving
the thing of it is it just depends what you're looking to do. There's a radio at every price for everyone.
Correct.
Pioneer has inexpensive stuff. JVC Kenwood has everyone has an inexpensive radio now. So it's a weird place.
Explore your options.
For me personally, the difference between an entry-level radio and the flagship radio could be $400. Okay, so like $299, $399 radio, or $299 radio. Mm-hmm. The best is $700.
Okay.
So I mean, it just depends. Like if you just need a radio to get you out, cool. If you're like hammer, I don't know where everyone is at in their life, but. What are you pointing at? I was just going to say hi to a couple more guys. Hello, okay. Hey, how you doing?
Yeah.
Good afternoon. What is happening? Good evening. Hey, happy birthday.
What up?
Unless it's just party. We'll come back to the questions. If you want to get your questions in, go ahead, get them in now. We will tag them to come back and get to them.
Yep.
Today we do have DSP talk with Mosconi. We're going to further the conversation from what we had last Saturday. But before we do that, I have to hide current comment, and we have to go over here to my laptop where the 12-volt clean wire club is the subject of conversation. And looking here, we have another clean ABS mounted panel with the XR1000.
Yeah.
Wow, dude.
It's a long time you don't see that one.
No,
huh?
I think that's like Kenwood's sleeper because a lot of people don't know it exists. It's a 1,000-watt amp. It's extremely reasonably priced. It puts out 1,000 watts.
Yes.
Like it puts out exactly 1,000 watts. Yes. Like we've dynoed it. We know it'll put out 1,000 watts. We've had it do some crazy numbers, like I think, but not crazy like the smaller ones. The smaller ones put out like way more power. This one puts out at right about 1,000 watts, meaning it's like maybe 1,050, 1,030. But it's a great price and it's a solid amplifier. We just don't ever talk about it much because I don't know, it just doesn't get any love. It comes with a 2-year warranty. It's pretty cool.
And it's powerful.
Like, it is powerful. And that is paired up with the 4-channel JL audio. There again, nice clean install. Simple. Looks good. It looked good in any car. Now, if you guys have a clean wiring job and you'd like to share it with us or the world, you can come over to the 12 Volt Clean Wire Club, put your picture up there, and if Fernando likes it, I could make it here. And these are brought to you by the fine folks at Kenwood. Makes it possible for us to do this. So make sure you head over to kenwood.com, check them out. They have a bunch of new stuff they're coming out with, a lot of new dash cams, a lot of new motorcycle stuff, as well as just bookmark it as something to keep an eye on because there's a lot of cool stuff coming out in a couple months. But we can't talk about any of that because we just can't. So we're going to answer your questions. We're going to do DSP talk, as I said. But before we get into answering the questions, as always, we'd like to thank you for tuning in tonight and being here with us. Just ask away. Get the questions queued up. Fernando's going to dig through them. But before we get too deep into this, as always, we'd like to thank our first sponsor, which is Thinkware dash cams. That's right. If you're interested in getting a dash cam because you too would like to, protect and, keep your car safe. Right now they're running a deal. Do you want $20? I think everybody wants $20. If you submit your footage from your dash cam, you could receive a $20. You have a chance. You could. Chance right there. Chance to receive a $20 gift card. That's right. You can pick up safety and get money, possibly. How cool is that?
Yeah, sure.
So head over to thinkwarestore.com. That is thinkwarestore.com. If you want to throw that banner up there for me, that would be fantastic. And without further ado, we will dive deep into your questions.
This one, I like that one.
Yeah, that's cool. I'm going to bring Phil's question up here first. Looking at the new Moscone Pico V2 8 to 10 amp and wants to know if I bridge 4 of the channels for my woofers, is the 45 watts on the remaining channels enough for Morel hybrid tweeters and mid-range? I mean, depends on how loud you want it. Me personally, no. I want more power. I mean, you could do it, but I want more power. That's just the way it is. It's a small amp. If you're putting it in a small car and everything is going to be compact, yeah, sure, go for it. I mean, it's not like, that's like a little bit less than kick or key power. So we've done that a bunch of times. We also put 500 watts on the sub. I don't know. To me, it just seems like I would want more power, but especially for the hybrids, you're going to need more power. Yeah, the hybrids need juice, man. Definitely. Probably not the right combination, for sure.
Right.
I mean, to me, I would bridge it and get it. I would just get a sub amp. Get the 6 to 10 or the 6 to 8. Get the 6 to 8. Bridge 2 of the channels to my mid bass. Tweeters off of 1 and 2, and then get the sub amp. That would be. Has anyone have an opinion on the Morel MPS 404? I apparently own 3 of them.
Yes.
It's an AB class amplifier. It is a little bigger than, because it's AB class, so it is a little bigger. It's a fantastic amplifier. It's just a great, affordably priced, nice AB class amplifier. Sounds good, runs good. It's a sleeper. It's one of those sleeper amplifiers. The 5-channel is the ultimate sleeper because you get a Class D subsection, so you get to ABD. Would it be an issue using the Alpine Optim8 running my tweeters and a separate 4-channel bridge to my door subs?
So the tweeters to the Optim8, the channel out to the Morel MPS 404.
I mean, yeah, you could do that. Yeah. You're going to bridge it? I get it. Yeah, that would be fine. I mean, you could do it. Yes. If the question is, can I do it? Yes. There's nothing wrong with it. my brain of things having to match would probably drive me more crazy than anything else. But no, it's totally doable. It's totally doable.
Very good.
Yeah, sorry. Just, is there a harness to connect a Bose sub output to connect a kicker key 500.1? Not that I'm aware of from like PAC or Metro or something like that. Like PAC sells a whole harness kit that would have everything you need to do it.
Mm-hmm.
In their
BH.
No, it's a different kit. It's like their weird standalone kit for swapping the radio, and like, so they sell it, but it's not what it's used for. Like it's like a radio retention.
So go to PAC Audio.
Yeah, I would head over to pac-audio.com. It's there again. It's one of those things where I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't worry about it. I'm just gonna tap the speaker because you need. It's not with that. You literally run a power and ground. You tap the subwoofer, you're done. Like having to do all that other stuff, like get to the amplifier and all that, just seems complicated. So, any future plans to do EBS speaker install in the lab or Haley's car? The short answer is yes. The hard answer is when, and everyone would want to know when, and we don't know when. They would have to get squeezed in between other things. Mm-hmm. I don't know. As of right now, we have them. I see it making more sense to do like a sound demo more so than install them. Do like an unboxing sound demo like we've done in the past. Put them in some enclosures. Let you guys listen to them. Maybe use not Barney, but use the Andy head because that's what it was made for. So we can get really good audio off of them. So that seems like a more logical thing. Send a lady your way that's down in your area. She's from the Midwest. Fantastic.
Thank you.
I hope Paul will probably talk to her and get her to me if I need to.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Exactly. So I was browsing Crutchfield last night, saw a picture of Mary Lou. Oh no, just kidding. And saw they now have listings for the new Morel amps as soon. That is correct. We talked with Casey and Natasha Morel the other day, I think last week to be precise. Don't ask me what day. And the first shipment of the amplifiers will be coming out soon, like probably within a month and a half, I think. So I think by sometime beginning of November, they'll be available. There's a couple interesting things that we did learn about that, like the fact that it looks like another amplifier. Apparently the design was copied, and the other brand that carries an amplifier that looks a lot like it is not the same. Uses totally different components. I don't know. They were telling me stuff, and I was like, okay, sounds good. Morel amps look to be amazing. Yeah, they're compact and tiny. There's one sitting right there.
Oh, nice.
We did take down the video. It will be going back up. We were asked to take it down because there was going to be a product change. The product change is now not going to happen for some time. So we can put it back up. They just said wait till October, November. So if you didn't get to see it, it's a dyno. It's an unboxing. We'll have it back up in a couple months. I said I. Oh. A well-known YouTube channel had 2 vehicles stolen. $200. Oh wow.
$200,000.
Do any dash cams connect by cellular to be accessed by phone to get pictures of unwanted persons in car? So yes, like the Thinkware will connect to Wi-Fi.
Yes.
So if your car has a Wi-Fi hub in it, yeah, all those things, like it has parking lot mode, it has impact. The thing is that, it's made to be like parked out in front of your house or in an area where there's Wi-Fi connected to it, so that, like in front of your house, like if you have good Wi-Fi, you more than likely could pair it to your house's Wi-Fi and, it would know what the heck is going on. Outside of that, having some form of a Wi-Fi in the car would also accomplish that. So the reality is yes, they will do it. I'm sure there's others that will do it as well. To do that, you do have to have some form of, a cellular phone uplink to it.
Yeah.
So, yep, they exist. They do exist.
Okay.
To use an 800 watt RMS 2-channel, 2 ohm, and 4 sub 200 watts each, how many ohms each one should be? Okay, wait, what? To use 800 watts RMS 2-channel, 2 ohm, and 4 subs, 200 watts each. Okay, so it's a 2-channel at 2 channels, 2 ohms per channel. So what sub should I be buying? That is going to be dual 2s wired up to 4 ohm. And then when you wire them up to 4 ohm and put them in pairs, that's going to take them down to 2 ohm stereo per channel. So dual 2s, dual 2 ohm subwoofers, wire them up in series to 4 ohm, and then wire those up, that output, to parallel, which will make it 2 ohm. And then that will go off to left and right, and that'll give you what you're looking for. Okay, next question. That one hurt my head. Did you? Oh, there was a company that had a dash cam that loaded to YouTube. Yeah. You still need a cellular uplink though.
Right.
You know. Okay. Do any of your customers ever ask your box builders for bandpass boxes or isobaric push-pull dual woofer boxes? No, I haven't had somebody ask me for a bandpass box in a really, really, really long time. I also really don't suggest it much anywhere. Back in the 90s, we built a whole bunch of bandpass boxes. Like, that's all we built for the Orion XDR was bandpass boxes. And I got to be honest, I got so burned out on bandpass boxes. And back then, the advantage was you could do like a 10-inch and get 12-inch sound out of it as opposed to just doing a 12-inch and a ported enclosure. So once we just kind of got around to the logic of we should just build ported enclosures because we'll get far fewer woofers blown because a lot of people will just blow them because you can't really hear the cone doing bad things. And so you would launch these things into the stratosphere. So we went through a lot of woofers back then, a lot of woofers. And now that we've just, for the last 20 years, we've pretty much done ported boxes and very few subwoofers are blown. Very few. Even with the new shallow, crappy ones. They sound great.
Yeah.
But, why not? I'm so grateful you covered DSP last week. Can't recall brand. Moscone. Tried to choose which software would be easier for a total DSP noob. So this week we're going to continue on with that. And actually in about 2 minutes, we'll be right now, a minute and a half now. We'll bring up the next segment of DSP Talk, Quick Tips with Moscone. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Wascally Wabbit. Ha 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 ha. Hey, look, it's Steve. What's up, Steve? He says audio control. They are very easy. That is for sure.
Yeah.
And then we have Mr. Bennett. Hey, hello.
Mr. Bennett has also DSP,
He does. Look at his smile. He almost looks scowly.
He's so happy.
Anyways. Hey guys, what's up, Steve?
What up, man?
He took a video this weekend of him like driving around in his Bronco with the top down, just like sticking his phone out, going, "Ha ha! Look, I have mountains. Ha ha! It's beautiful." Like, okay, I'm just gonna drive past the beach and hold my phone out of my convertible and just be like, "Look, we have water. Ha ha!" I don't have to though. I can just go low because it's it's convertible. But 2 strapped amps.
Yeah.
2 blind mice. See how they run. 2 strapped amps. What would cause the slave amp to go into protection mode? Okay, so more than likely there's something wrong with either the amplifier, the output of the amplifier, or the input of the amplifier. If we want to segregate out the amplifier, which probably would make the most sense, and find out what's going on, that would be where I would start. The first thing I would do, though, is turn it off of slave, put it back on master, take the master RC out of the 1 amp, put it into that amp, and see what happens there. If the amplifier still shuts off, chances are good there's a problem there. Next, I would disconnect the subwoofer, turn the amplifier off, disconnect the subwoofer, turn it on, see if the amplifier turns on and comes on fine. If it does, then maybe take the subwoofer off of the working amplifier, and put it onto the non-working amplifier, see if it works fine. That'll tell you if you have a blown subwoofer. These are all considering you may not have a digital multimeter to go in there and check things out. Obviously, if you have a digital multimeter, you can start probing things to see what's going on. I would check the voltage, make sure you have good voltage going into the amplifier. Then I would check the speaker. I would disconnect the speaker, see what the ohm load is, see if it matches the sub with the other subwoofer. And if all of these things pan out, but you still have no audio, then we can rule out it being the sub. You could always take the non-working sub and put that on the working amplifier. Do this and see if that works. You just have to be very careful so that you don't break the other amplifier if the sub is in fact blown. Most of the time when a sub amp goes and protect it, usually means the subwoofer has cashed out or the amplifier cashed out. So, but doing some of the switcheroony will allow you to figure out what the heck is going on.
What the hell is going on?
Chris Vera says, how's Fernando's mouth feeling?
It's good, man. It's better.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Could you remove the top banner for me?
I can.
Thank you. I'm going to put this away, and I'm going to pull this guy up and say, it's that time again for Moscone Quick Tip DSP, or DSP Quick Tips, however you'd like to say it. Today, we have a continuation of what we started on Saturday, and if you guys missed it on Saturday, it's no big deal. You don't necessarily need to know it, but because we're gonna do a quick we're gonna do
oh man, we want to do what? Just pressing buttons.
I feel like we're just pressing buttons. Anyways, we're gonna kind of fill you in where we're at. So the first thing we did on this is we are going to show you how to put in the time alignment. These are steps that you have to take in order to set the amplifier up. On Saturday, we showed you how to set up the input mixer. Quick review there. We labeled our inputs front, rear, sub. We then came to mixer, turned that on. We added in our channels to our boxes, meaning group 1, group 2, group 3, and those are corresponding to our speakers that are over here. So group 1 being front, we have a tweeter, a mid-range, and a mid-bass. Group 2 being rear, group 3 being subwoofer. The next step that we want to do is we want to add in our time alignment. To do that, we can do a bunch of math and figure out the delays in milliseconds, which we don't want to do. So we come over here and we click measure. Right here in the middle of the page, this next blue box says delay. And now we can go in and we can simply enter in the measurements in inches, which we will do. We're going to say 32 for the tweeter, 34 for our mid-range, 36 for the mid-bass. Coming over to the other side, it is going to be 44 for the tweeter, 46 for the mid-range, and 52 for the mid-bass. Our rears are at 23 and 48. And if you're into doing the subwoofer, you can. In this case, our subwoofer is coming right in at 49. And it's also going to match this side over here, which is 49. And we'll select enter. Now, if you were watching while we were doing this and you saw this little gray box right over here, you saw these things starting to move around and start to get in a very similar plane to our head. This is the graphical representation of what this thing is doing. Calculate values and send to DSP is the next thing we'd like to send. And we can do that. It says done. Click on that. And now if we come over to here, milliseconds delays, it has gone in and added those in. So it's done for us. The next step will be much later into the tune, but when you get into the car, you can do some adjustments on these by simply pushing these arrows up and arrows down. And it's that simple. Now we've set up the delay, we can move on to the next step. But the next step will be later, because this has been the Moscone Quick Tips.
That was good.
Yeah, I thought I did good. I kept
tips.
it nice and simple.
I was just talking about the end.
Oh, you like the quick tips?
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah. Totally a commercial. Yeah, for
Okay.
sure.
All right. Pull up the next question.
All right. Brad, thank you so much for the 5, man. I have a Morel Ultimo 6x9 components, and I have a set of Morel CCWR25 Y range meth. Will these work together with the 6x9 component, or it's a waste of time?
No, it'll work. Yes,
Yeah.
no, it'll definitely work. The biggest thing you got to keep in mind is obviously, okay, how will it work is more the question here. The question of how it will work is we need channels. We need channels, we need crossovers, we need DSPs. Because now what we're going to do is we're going to have to start limiting the performance of each of the speakers. And what I mean by that is we're going from a two-way set to a three-way set. If we're going passive, throwing this thing in there, it will give you more volume. It might not give you the clarity you're looking for because all you're doing is adding it in. It's going to have a natural roll-off point somewhere in the high frequency band. You might have some overlap with the tweeter. You're definitely going to have some overlap with the mid-range from the 6x9 playing up. The best way to do something like this is, of course, have the 6 channels of active crossover so that we can go in and we can limit the tweeter to like 2200 hertz and up, the mid-range from, let's say, 400 to 2200, and then the 6x9 from 80 to 400. That's going to vary at how much sound you have coming out of there, as well as changing the slope from 12 to 24 dB. So the caps that come with it can be 6 or 12 dB. So you would have to wire it tweeter in phase, mid-range out of phase, mid-bass in phase. But you're still going to have some problems there with the overlap of just doing it passively. So yes, you could do it, but if you're not going to do it actively, you may not get the results that you're looking for.
So you talk about finding the picture of Mary Lou right there. Look at that, guys. There you go.
Yeah. Wow.
So it's an advisor.
Dang.
So,
look at that. Look at her smiling. Okay.
See?
Very nice. I didn't know
She's
that was
famous.
Did she send that to you?
Yeah, she said my picture is on the website. So,
wow. So for all you guys that are, Crutchfield Mary Lou fans, I expect you to click on that so that she gets paid for this stuff.
Yes. Write a review.
I'm guessing you said hi to Brad, right?
Yes.
Hi, that Brad. Okay, different Brads.
Different Brad.
Different Brad?
Yeah. But the Brads are cool.
See, look at Vera over there trying to be like, see,
I told you. Told you, man.
That's what I said, bro. It's okay. It's okay. Validation is always important.
Yeah.
Listen, half the times you do things, you think you're doing it right. You want validation for what you're doing. Oh, I did do it right.
You want to put your
yes. Yeah, I do. I actually do. Thank you for.
No problem.
Thank you. I will bring this guy up here, and I will hit that button there. Beautiful. And I will say, hey, if you'd like to know about the Moscone products more so deeper, get into it, download the software and play with it at home. I strongly recommend you download the software, guys, and play with this stuff at home. It's free. You don't have to give them an email. You don't have to pretend like you purchase it and send it an email. You don't have to give them an email so that they can bug you with more crap. You can just download it. You guys know who you are. Anyways, Moscone-America.com. Check them out. That was the Pico, by the way, we were showing on that video. Okay, keep going.
All right. Are you ready?
Yeah.
I'm not.
All right, I'm going to pull this one up then. Hold on.
Sorry, Mom.
No, that's okay. You were taking too long. Is there an age at which you just wouldn't use a sub or amp? I have several old subs and amps. Is there an age at which, even if it works, you would just throw one away? Okay. Throwing stuff away is always hard for me. I try to pass it along to Fernando or somebody else that could possibly use it. Mm-hmm. When looking at a subwoofer, if you want to know if it is time to throw it into the trash can, the first thing to do is set it on the counter, okay, with the magnet on the bottom facing up, and take a look at the cone. Meaning the spider, which is the little thingy, that wavy thing, we want to make sure that it's perfectly level. If it's sagging down some, the spider is collapsed, it's garbage. You can recone it if you want, but more than likely it's probably, if it's doing that, it's not a woofer in which you would do that. The secondly is move the surround up and down. See if there's any cracks anywhere along like the edge. So where it rounds into the flat area, push it down, spread it out a little bit. See if there's any cracks forming there. See if there's any rips or tears. If those are the case, then yeah, it's dry rotting at this point, and it's time to move it along. If you have any rust on the basket, chances are there's rust inside of it, corrosion inside the copper coil. That could be bad. There again, probably time to throw it away. Now, with that being said, if you got a sub, why not throw it in the car? The worst thing that'll happen is it's going to blow up, right? Well, you're going to throw it away. So who cares? Let's say it lasts for another 6 months. That's 6 months you can save for a better woofer. You got nothing to lose there. Now, amplifiers, a little bit different story because I'm not a fan of using old amplifiers. Some people are. We have amplifiers coming here all the time that are missing screws, or they're 10-year-old amplifiers, or they're just like, looks like somebody dragged them behind a car. If that's the case, I'm not putting it in because the type of install we do, it's a one and done, meaning we wire it up, mount it on a bracket, put it in a place, and that's where it's going to live until it doesn't live there anymore, usually when you get rid of the car. So if we do all of this work, we put the amplifier in, and it dies in a week, well, now we got to take it all out. We got to start over. We got to cut everything apart. And when you're paying twice now, and that sucks. So there again, now, if you're going to do the install and you buy a wiring kit, you throw it into the car, and it works for 6 months, great. You had 6 months to save for a better amplifier. Now, there are certain brands that are not worth saving, in my opinion. I'm not going to name any. And there are certain brands where old amplifiers are actually worth more to sell them online to people that just want to collect this crap, myself being one of them, that it just makes sense to move it along to the next guy and let him deal with the headaches. So it just really depends. The reality is if it's a cheap amplifier that you paid like $120 for, probably you can get a brand new one that'll have a warranty for about the same $120. Just do that. But that's the stuff, really.
Keith, I got your question, man. Just give me a second.
Okay. I got you, bro.
Hang on. Right there.
What is a good budget mic to use for tuning DSP? So, got a couple of them that we've been playing with. Mini DSP makes a USB-C mic that is like, I think you can get it from them for like $89, or you can get it on Amazon for like $110. Really nice. Dayton Audio also makes a really nice USB-C mic that runs for about $89. The iTest mic, or the U-Test mic.
Yes.
I don't think it exists anymore, but that was like $110. Behringer makes a mic and a preamp piece with USB-C to go into your laptop. The whole Behringer setup, it's about $150. And then, of course, if you want like a full kit with instructions and all that, yes, that's it. Yep. Andy at Audio Frog also sells the UMI-1. Mm-hmm. The nice thing about the UMI-1 is it does come with Andy's support, meaning there's a lot of information to be gleaned from it. And it comes with a really awesome test disc that you can download and play as a thumb drive or into your radio, put in Dropbox.
Worth it.
I paid the money to have the disc because I have enough RTAs.
Did you just drop the mic?
I just dropped the mic. But no, Andy makes that as well. So there you go. But yeah, I have the mini DSP one's pretty cool. Now, the thing you got to remember is that not all Windows machines work the way we'd hope. So on the current machine that I have, the mini DSP mic didn't work with like the Audison stuff. So I bought it, didn't work. So we had to get the Behringer setup, which is, it's a whole preamp with USB-C. So it worked with that perfect every time. So that's just something to keep in mind. The nice thing about like the USB-C stuff is that it'll also work on a tablet. So you can plug those into an iPad or an Android tab and run DSP software that you can just, you can do it much quicker. You don't have to go into like REW or anything like that. You can just do it quickly on an iPad, which is one of my favorites when traveling. What are the vehicles you cringe when you see on the schedule? Anything German? Anything German? Just because you just never know what you're getting into. A lot of the times they get booked and no one has actually put eyes on them. So you'll get it in and it'll be like, okay, it's the wrong stuff. They're not particularly hard. It's just most of the customers for those cars are personality challenged in some regard. I don't know why. It's just true. You know it's true.
Okay.
You know?
I would say for me that would be an old car, like an old car that is just like, dude, it's falling apart.
Cadillacs.
And you barely touch it, and you're like,
I will talk Cadillac people out of coming in here. I don't want to do any Cadillacs at all. None of them ever. Doesn't matter the year.
The new, old Mercedes.
Old. Well, that's a German car.
Yeah, but
old German cars.
The new German cars are like,
like some of the new Mercedes are actually really nice.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
But there again, it's always a parts issue.
Yeah.
It's just because they're not, but Cadillacs.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, whatever. Bro,
give me a break. Bro.
Because, says this guy. Give me a break. He doesn't even drive his Cadillac anymore. Want to buy it? Hey, the Cadillac's for sale. Want to own a Cadillac? Want to own the most winniest Cadillac on the planet?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yeah, you should.
I don't want it. I'll get it for you.
Dude, you should buy it.
I don't want it. Why should I buy it?
Because.
Screw that.
Because you like to collect a lot of stuff.
I don't want to collect Brian's. Dude, I have Brian's amplifier. He screwed up there. So he gave me an amplifier. I don't need anything else of his. I mean, I'd take one of the cups, like the Winston cups that he has. Yeah. Those are cool.
Yeah. Oh,
his son's going to get all those. Yes. So, yeah, those in the rings. Yeah, Mr. T over here. I pity the fool who picks up my Cadillac. All cars to fear is the old Mercedes with the biodegradable wiring harness or the biodegradable plastic. Like, you just touch it, it just shatters into a million pieces. Yeah, the Evil X, dude, everything is always for sale. But yes, the Evil XLR, or ELR,
everything is for sale.
Everything is in Brian's life. Everything is for sale. You can even buy the new car. He would sell you the new car if you wanted it. Yep, it's all for sale. But yeah, if you're interested, give him a reach out. I mean, it's not cheap, but yep.
Exactly.
All right. What pack, setup, and accessory would you need for a 2024 Mustang GT BO to bypass the OEM? There isn't one. 2024 is nothing at the moment. I don't think the current BO works on that car. There again, I don't think the current one works. Because the Mustang has always been a different animal.
Oh, see, it's not expensive.
Oh, it's not expensive either. So
there you go.
But there again, if you go to pack-audio.com and they don't list anything, give them a call, see what they say. Always give them a call. If your car is new and not listed and you're checking on these sites, call them. Because that just means most of the time they haven't put hands on it, but they usually have the technical data to back it up. So, like, we had a guy ask about a Durango. Durango hasn't been verified yet. It has technically been verified, meaning they've looked at the numbers, and it should all the pins match up, all the software is the same. They physically haven't plugged it in yet. So if you've got one, a lot of the times, just plug it in and try it. Give
them a call.
Yeah, it's not expensive. It's not expensive. Why not Cadillacs? A couple things about Cadillacs. Old Cadillacs are apparently. Oh, it's an Amber Alert. I see I have all that turned off. Old Cadillacs just fall apart in your hands. Like, they weren't made. GM did not make good cars out plastic. They just sucked at it. It was a terrible thing. New Cadillacs, it's just nobody's doing anything for them. Like, they put all their space age technology in them, and it just sucks. Like check engine light for sitting on the seat. I mean, it's just.
Let's talk about Cadillacs right now.
Why do I have to talk about Cadillacs right now?
Because. Right. Go for it. Yep.
No, I'm trying to think what's next.
Yeah, that one.
Is it next?
Yep.
You want to do that one next?
Yep.
We'll save them for last?
Yep.
Okay. All right. Want to upgrade a 2023 Cadillac CT5. I can't find harnesses of any kind. Yeah. I have Bose amplifier and would like to bypass amplifier into a DSR1 if possible. No, you're not going to be able to do that ever, not in a million years. So the DSR1 is limited by the amount of inputs it has. No one has done any work on a 2023 yet, period, at all, zero. The closest thing to that would be the Metra piece, which they probably haven't validated on it. So the current GM product is over Ethernet. It's most over Ethernet, okay? Not like a normal Ethernet cable. It's just what they're calling it because it's an Ethernet bus that uses their own input. So the only company right now that makes anything that does that is Metra. And it works. It works great. Using the trucks and it goes in the Bose. They probably haven't validated it on a Cadillac at all yet. You could possibly, the nice thing they do is they put all the harnesses up so you can see what the harnesses look like, and you can go to the instructions, look at the pin configuration. So you might be able to backwards engineer it to see if it's close. You're not going to have a DSR1 in it though, because there again, DSR1 doesn't have enough channel inputs in order to deal with that kind of stuff. So yeah, now the pack piece uses their DSP module. So I'm sorry, the Metra piece uses their DSP module, which we typically use as a preamp to go into something else. But Metra would be the only one I would look at to see if it even comes close. And there again, it's probably not validated, so you may have to call them and ask, hey, is this anything? Is it just not validated? What is the reason why this isn't on here? It could be like, hey, no, it's totally different conversation. I mean, they don't share the same language, but that's the stuff that we get to deal with. Hey guys, have you heard of audio control? Well, of course you have. There's a banner above my head. Do you know they have a new amplifier line that's coming up? Of course you do, because we've talked about it. Would you like to see one? Fernando, show it to him. This is the new Altitude 600.4. It is their new 4-channel amplifier. It's 100 watts by 4 at 4 ohms and 120 watts by 2 ohms. Mm-hmm. Something like that. It's a lot of power at 2 ohms. Or it's 150 watts. I'm sorry, 150 watts at 2 ohms. As you can see, very robust in size. They make several amplifiers in this lineup. They have a monoblock, 1500.1, that we showed on Saturday. They also have a smaller 600 by 1, and they have a 5-channel. Now, if you'd like to know more about what the future holds for audio control, fair enough. Just tune in tomorrow night, same time. We'll have our good friend Matthew Palumbo from Audio Control taking your questions, explaining to us all the fun and excitement that went into designing this amplifier, its new feature that it has, which is valet. What is that all about? Spike mode, and why do they keep talking about it? But if you're interested, head over to audiocontrol.com, as well as tune in tomorrow night, and we'll just audio control.
Yes.
How much more exciting can it get?
So excited.
It is exciting.
Oh my gosh.
I haven't worked on a Maserati in a very long time.
Talking about audio control right there. There you go, Keith.
Is there a way to load a pre-made house curve into the DM608? No. There's supposed to be, but there's not. The other thing too with that is the auto on it is input auto. So the house curve in that, there's no microphone. So how it was supposed to work, and it doesn't, is it was going to be through the DMRTA. Because when you're doing a house curve, you want that, as the output through the microphone, not the input through the car. So that's kind of the thing. The audio control is a bit more basic when you're looking at things like that, like house curves and things like that. The auto is not going to set it up to a house curve that it's going to work. The other thing too is the DM608 has been discontinued and been replaced by they're just going to have DM810s now, and they've lowered the price on the DM810 if you can get them. Hold on. Thanks for the Cadillac info. This sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. And the worst Cadillac on the road is the Escalade that has the new AKG or whatever, that crazy Harman system, because that uses the Doomsday amplifier in it, and that the amplifier is capable of monitoring the speaker's output and then regulating the output of the amplifier to match the speaker. It also gives you a check engine light every time you disconnect the speaker, or so we're told by the one company that's supposedly been able to do that. So that one sucks big time.
Everything is good, brother. Thank you. They out. Just.
Fang says, will Stinger Audio Control use the name Summit next? No, they won't. I can tell you they won't, because we know what the next one will be called, and it's not that. You would never guess. You would never guess it in a million years. Like, never in a million years would you guess the name of the amplifier.
Oh, let's play
that game. You could try, but I can tell you right now, you would never guess it in a million years. Ever. Never, ever, ever.
Never, ever, ever.
Ever, ever. Okay. Got another question?
Yes.
Okay.
It's right here.
May need to clarify my original question. Okay, let's do that. Have the Morel Hybrid 63s. Pico amplifier would send 45 watts to the tweeter and mid-range, and bridge channel to go to the mid-bass. That would work perfectly. Yes, that would be fantastical. Okay, sorry. It happens. Got a little confused. The joys of reading questions. But no, if you're going to be doing it that way, that would work. That would work fantastic. Do that. 100%. Perfect. And that's what I was saying to do. So, good job. Way to go. If the amp can handle it, what's the disadvantage of running 2 ohm mids woofer? Any noticeable difference when using high quality speakers? Or is it just free power? So there's nothing free in the world, ever. Okay? Even finding a $20 bill usually means you're going to get hit with something later. Okay? So there's nothing free. Karma sucks. Okay? That's why, honestly, when I see money on the ground, I point it out to him. Hey, look, there's a 20 on the ground.
So I get killed first?
I don't want the bad luck. I look at it as I'm doing 2 things. For one, I'm sharing it with somebody else. So I get all the good karma, you know. Anyways, there's nothing free. Now, is that a good thing? Depends on the amplifier is really the best way to answer this question, because not all amplifiers are created equal, meaning some amplifiers that give us a 2 ohm rating, they are lying. It is not a 2 ohm rating. They are dirty birds. They should be shot. They should have their ankles put between a 4x4 and then a sledgehammer attached to it. Ow. For those who've never seen the movie Misery, and you like, look it up on YouTube, you'll cringe. It hurt me every time. Oh my God. Have you ever seen that? Misery? That's what they did.
Really?
Oh yeah. She didn't want him to walk.
Oh.
She was a writer and she was a fan. And it was a Stephen King thing. Okay. And she put it in sledgehammer.
Oh.
I'm going to pass out. Oh my God. Yeah. Yeah.
Dude, that is like.
Oh God. It was so bad.
Just kill me.
Oh,
Jesus.
I'm a pussy. Anyways, back to the question. Some amplifier manufacturers just put a 2 ohm rating on their amplifier with the assumption that, one, you're never going to run it at 2 ohm. And so they really don't need to make it good enough to do that, because they're inexpensive. It's usually the inexpensive amplifiers that, and they just assume you're an idiot. Okay, it's really what it comes down to, and that you'll never run it at that, because back in the day, who had 2 ohm speakers? Now, with 2 ohm speakers becoming more prevalent, more and more manufacturers doing it, because they're starting to use these smaller amplifiers that can run 2 ohm and actually have a good performance output. So, yeah. So I would look at the amplifier, make sure you're getting a good high quality amplifier, and then in that case, the free power portion of it is the fact you paid more for the amplifier.
All right, you ready?
Yeah.
That's there you go. That's your name.
And tweaking? And tweaking?
Tweaking. What about that one?
Rapunzel. Oh, these are the amplifier names. Oh, okay. I'm like, what the? No, but these are good guesses. They're not. They're terrible.
What about that one?
Atmosphere. That's the model name. That's actually pretty cool, Fang. I might keep that one because I do like that. Atmosphere. I mean, that sounds like a men's cologne, to be honest with you. Atmosphere by Fabergé. Out of this world. Because you're supposed to whisper, right?
Yeah.
It's all quiet.
Okay.
Anyways, yeah. I like Dave. Yeah, Misery. Yeah. Oh, screaming pain. Hello, fellas. Hi. How are you? When you guys do an install, do you worry about using the existing head unit feeding its own DAC into the DSP DAC? Do you use optical out to bypass the head unit's DAC? So most factory head units don't have optical out. So, I mean, it's all high level. Do we worry about it? No, because it's a fool's errand. There's nothing to worry about. So, for example, right here is a Toyota Corolla. It's a base audio system, meaning it has 4 speaker outputs powered coming out of the radio. There's no interface for it. There's no magic we can do. There's nothing. It's just what we see in here is what we get. Now we're going to run that into an ARC audio amplifier that has a preamp section and a DEQ section, meaning we get a whole pre-EQ to deal with all the problems that we're going to see. We have to sit down. We have to do that. We have to fix all these issues. And then once we've done that, we can go and start to actually tune the car. So the pre-EQ on the DSP is designed to get us going and get us to a starting point that makes the most sense. Most high quality DSPs will have that. For example, Moscone, Gladen. Moscone, Gladen, same thing. Moscone, ARC, Audison,
Yep.
Helix, Brax, those guys. They all have these things. And there are others out there. Those are just, of course, the most popular ones. Some manufacturers are realizing that they need more EQ. So we're starting to get input EQ or input equalization. It just depends on what you're doing. Some DSPs will actually have 3 EQs built into them. And you don't necessarily have to use all of them because you have an input EQ, you have a main EQ, and then you have a global EQ, which is fan-freaking-tastic. Now, if you're going into a DSP and you have a portable DAC, then yes, something like this might be cool. The problem is that we found with our customers and portable DACs and stuff like that, for one, nobody has one. They all have a phone. They don't understand the benefit of it, so there's really no point in having that conversation. And two, most people want a seamless integration, meaning they don't want to push buttons, turn dials, flick switches. They want to get into the car the same way they got them before. They just want it to sound better. So our job is to do that, just to keep it as seamless as possible with as few things that they have to do. Because back in the days of setting your VCR clock, because it just flashed 12 all day, that was a pain in the ass. Nobody wanted to do that. People still don't want to do it. I mean, how many people use Bluetooth even though they wired it in, they get CarPlay? They don't want to plug their phone in. It's too much work. They'll plug it into a cigarette lighter for some reason. But, oh, no, if I plug it in, it does this whole thing. It's too much.
You want to change yours now?
I could do that. I could go like this. Be like, Arc Audio by Fabergé. Moto.
Yeah, you got to say it like
Moto. So we've been talking about Moto line of speakers, amplifiers for quite a while now. It is becoming that time of the year where the weather is finally amazing. In most places, we know what the weather is where you guys are at because you tell us on Friday. It is getting gorgeous out there. So this is that time where we got that couple months where we need to get out there and do amazing things. If you're looking to have your ride have some of the most amazing, loud, fantastical speakers that aren't trash, head over to arcaudio.com and check out the Motorsport line of speakers that can be used on pretty much anything with wheels and or motor.
All right, now you talk about small.
Can you recommend a small size 6-channel amp that can power a 3-way set of Milli Pros, want to fit under a passenger seat in a 2017 Tundra? Actually, I know why Fernando put this question up there, because there is one answer for that. And you got a Tundra and you're like, hey, all right, hold on. Let me get here.
Yep.
Is it going to get me where I want to go?
No.
Probably not.
Not that
It's so slow. This is just killing my. It's killing me so bad.
Yes.
I'm ready to cry.
That will be in the other.
There it is. Yeah, it's right there. Yeah, I'm ready to start pouting. So when a lot of people think of a small amplifier, they automatically think of the channel count that they need. What about the channel count that you actually really need? It's a 2017 Tundra, all right? There's a couple things that are really cool about Tundras that you might want to think about. First off, it does have a center channel provision. Wouldn't it be nice to add a center channel and actually have it function? You could possibly do that. It also has a JBL option, which you didn't get, but what the JBL option gives you is you could easily go onto the eBays or the Toyota stores and you get the little sail panels. And you could add 2 tweeters in there. So you could do a 3-way set, tweeter, mid bass, or you could do tweeter, mid bass, center channel. So wouldn't it be nice to have an amplifier that could do all that for you, that was compact and fit underneath the seat? That would be pretty fantastical, right? Okay, so it exists. It's right here. This is the Blackbird, all right? This is an 8-channel DSP amplifier with 12 channels of total DSP. So it has 8 channels of power, 12 channels of DSP. Now, what does that mean for you and me? Well, that means that I can easily take those channels, those 8 channels, and I can do anything I want with them. So if I just want to do, like you said, where I just want to power front, tweeter, mid, rear speaker, I can take it. I can put channel 1 and 2 onto my tweeters. I can bridge 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 out to my door speakers and get double the power, which is fantastic because those are the big mid bass that I want to put some to. And then I can put 7 and 8 to my rear speakers, and I still have 4 channels of RC output to go off to DSP, anything I want, so subwoofers or whatnot. Or if I was like, oh, I don't really have a sub amp yet, I'm still figuring it out, fine. I could do tweeter, mid-range, mid-bass, take 7 and 8, bridge them to a 12-inch subwoofer, put it behind the seat. Again, won't have to do everything. Or I could do tweeters, mid-bass, rear, center. Or I could do tweeter, mid-bass, mid-range, rear, out to sub. Gives you a lot of options to think about, and it's a compact size. It's in this Toyota Corolla fitting underneath the seat. We've done them tons of times in Tundras. It's only like this. It's tiny. It's small. It's actually sitting right over there. You can't see it. But it's the smallest, most powerful amplifier you're going to find with a DSP built into it. Hi. How you doing?
Hey.
Hello, fellas. When you guys do a new install, do you worry about, we've asked this, you asked this one.
Yeah?
Yeah,
okay.
But thank you for bringing it up again. It was torture the first time. Hi guys, last week you mentioned you had an Audison Prima 8.9 DSP amp. I have the 4.9, which uses the same software. I find the EQ bandwidth is very wide. I'm missing something, or is that how it works? So it's a parametric EQ, and it's designed to be used with arrows. So when you're using it, if you do the up and down arrow, or you do there's a pinch arrow, so you can actually pinch the Q. What you're trying to adjust is the Q. So I don't remember what set of arrows it is, but 2 of the arrows, because you have 2 arrows on your Windows machine, will move the Q in to narrow the field. You move it in, you can move it out. So that's probably what you're looking for. Usually when you're on the band, there's a red dot to go up and down, and then there's usually 2 red dots, if I remember correctly, on the out. If you grab those, you can also move them in, and that'll reduce how wide it is. Oh, that's Hertz.
Oh, wow. Can you do it again?
No, because I just wanted to do this.
Oh, I thought you did this, and then
I might have done that.
Wow.
It makes no sense. Anyways, that's what you're looking for, is those little areas on that, the arrows, the left and right arrows. There's 2 pairs. I believe it's the top pair. I hate Windows machines. You guys know this. It might be the brackets. Could be the brackets or the plus and minus. But all those keys on the side, just hit those. See what it does. But yeah, that's what you're looking for, is those, and that'll change your cue. Awesome. Blackbird would be bridge to 6-channel, Nighthawk on mid bass, another Nighthawk on subs. Ooh. Yes, you could do all that.
Totally.
As he says, boom. Yeah. Now, the one thing you got to keep in mind, if you decide you do want to do center channel, the Nighthawk has an up mixer built into it with surround. So we loop through and do the surround all the time. It's fantastic. But you can also use it to do center channel. Look at Mary Lou. I don't give him any links. Okay. She just gives me static. I don't know what it is. Okay. Anyone know if the conductor for the Audio Tech Fisher will work on Audison, or it's
Helix?
It's only going to work on Helix.
It's only Helix.
It's only Helix. So the conductor is the cool little knob. Audison also has a cool little knob that is a clone of the conductor. That's the one you want to get, because they talk to each other. They do software updates. It's exciting, but no, you do have to buy the one corresponding to the one. Brands have to match. It's just how it is.
It is. Do you reply this one?
No. I'm gonna start that one there.
Yeah.
Asking about Alpine M12. I have one now on a Morel Temple Titanium and love it. But now, second car, and trying to buy a new CP, constant power amplifier. So we were talking about constant power on Instagram today. Someone was wanting to do that, and we were looking at sizes, and it might have been you. You wanted something small, and we had talked about Rockford, and you were like, Rockford was too big, which I totally understand. But Rockford does have the Marine line of constant power amplifiers, which is pretty cool. Hang on, let me pull this one up here, which is this guy, which is this one, which is the IP6 rated 1000 watt constant power amplifier. Specifications. So this is 500 watts at 4 ohms, 750 watts at 2 ohms, and 750 watts at 1 ohm. So there's your constant power there. Supposedly, it'll do up to 1,000 watts at 1 ohm. Okay, it's tiny though. This thing is very small. Outside of that, I mean, if you're looking for, the problem is the constant power side of things, right? Not knowing what ohm load you want, because a lot of the really small amplifiers, like motorcycle and stuff like that, you have to know what ohm load you're dealing with. Okay, and then if you want like constant power all the way through the as the speaker rise, you want that takes size. It just takes size. So I don't know what to tell you on that one. Any idea what I would need for a 2016 Mazda 6 in terms of getting a good signal out of the factory radio?
Get an aftermarket radio.
Yeah, as you say, put an aftermarket radio in, problem solved.
That would be the best way, man.
I mean, listen, the reality is any headache you're going to run into, you're going to have to put a DSP on it. Okay, there's no way to magically do that. Okay, let me rephrase that. There's no way to easily do that. The magical way to do it, like if you're just trying to get, it's non-Bose 2017 Mazda 6, and you want to keep it as simple as possible.
Simple.
Put a key lock on it. Key lock is going to be the one thing that is going to be the Staples easy button. That's going to get you as close to neutral as possible. Keep in mind, after that, though, you're really going to need some form of equalization to tailor the music to how you want. Because once you've removed their EQ, you have to apply your EQ. Okay, that's the problem with like Amp Pros and all these things that we do to get a flat signal. You don't want to listen to the music flat. It sucks. Needs equalization. EQ, EQ, EQ. So in this Toyota, if we were doing a bass, let's say we were doing like an audio controller or a basic like a DSR1 or something like that, we would throw a key lock into it to take care of all that nonsense. But we're not. We're doing a Blackbird. So we're going to use all the pre-EQ from the Blackbird to fix it all, which is we're going to do manually what the key lock does all on its own in 10 minutes. We're going to spend 45 minutes doing the work. Yeah, we're dumb. It's okay. But I like the experience. It's fun for me. So, but yeah, key lock. Fellas, what would the cost be for a 911 DSP amp, 3-way and front coaxial and rear, or can you recommend a shop in West Texas? What's Arturo's place? Texas is huge.
Texas is
Audio
huge.
by Art.
Audio by Art.
San Antonio. I don't know. See, I don't know what you consider West Texas.
Southwest.
I mean, it's west. San Antonio's west, but there's like 1 million dealers in Texas.
Mm-hmm.
Audio by Art he's really good. He does Helix.
Yeah.
What's Oscar's company?
J Stint.
That's in Dallas.
That's in Dallas.
And what's our rep? What's the rep's name?
R?
No, their rep. They're rep for Moscone. Skinny guy. Latino guy.
Hang on. Pete Daly.
What's the name? Do you know the name of the shop? What's your guy's name?
Pedro.
I
know. I don't know.
But
Pete Daly, that will be the right call.
I don't know how you get a hold of him. I don't know what the name of his rep firm is.
It's Marketing Pros.
Oh, Marketing Pros.
Boom.
Go look up Marketing Pros out of Texas.
Reach out and say, listen, I'm looking for this in Texas, and he might help.
Because he handles all the Kicker, Moscone, Focal dealers in the area.
Yeah.
So he might be able to help you with that. Finding one, Marketing Pros. Yeah. So sorry, Pete. Totally. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Just fell into my head. There's a hole. There's just a hole. It's just a cavernous space.
Hole, bro.
It is a hole. I mean, you can send it to. You can bring it to us if you want. It's entirely up to you. But you'd have to reach out to the store, email us a bunch of information. You can email the store at 5star, spell it all out, 5starcarstereo@gmail.com.
Yeah.
Just spell out the whole thing.
Yep.
And that'll get it to Paul, and Paul will get it to us.
All right. Which one do you prefer? Mid-bass. Audio Frog GBs or Hertz millilegend?
Oh, Hertz. The Hertz doesn't. Dude, listen. The Audio Frog GBs are
Monsters.
just fantastic.
Yes.
Those are both really amazing speakers.
Yeah.
But I'm still gonna go Audio Frog without even like if they're just sitting on the table, I'm not even gonna ask. I'm just walking over, taking those, and leaving.
Yeah.
It's nothing against the Hertz. We've done them; they're great. But no, I'm taking the Audio Frog and leaving the room without question.
Yeah, for sure.
Check the Epicenter by audio control. What is the question? So I don't know where I missed the Epicenter question, but Epicenter, do anyone make EQs just for sub? Okay, so technically, I guess the Epicenter is the right answer, but no, it is not an EQ for a sub. It's harmonic restoration. Depends what you're actually asking, okay? So if you want something just to boost, because you got to remember, like subwoofer, if you're crossing over 80 hertz, there's like 40 hertz, 1 octave. Down from that, it's non-existent. So there's like an octave and a quarter of sound there to play with. I mean, granted, we've managed to fit like 5 bands of equalization in that area, but if you need 5 bands of equalization for your subwoofer, you're definitely doing something wrong. Most amplifiers have the bass boost built into it, which is typically centered around 45 hertz plus or minus 6 to 12 dB with a wide Q, meaning it pulls up a lot of frequencies to the left and right of the center frequency. Mm-hmm. The Epicenter is harmonic restoration, which means it does an octave shift, meaning you set it for you have a 3 adjustments. You have width, you have effect, meaning what the first 2 adjustments have been center frequency, width, you pick which one you want, and then it's going to shift it down and bring up bass where bass doesn't exist, and that's your effect knob. Okay, so the effect, so it'll take that bass that's just doom, 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 and go doom, doom, boom, blah, 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 blah. So the Epicenter does really do the most work when it comes to making subwoofers sound bigger, fatter, fuller than they could possibly be. But definitely, I've seen Audio Control made one, but it's just a lot of people. I mean, there again, any Epicenter, I'm sorry, any DSP, it's technically a sub amp. But the thing with sub is that you really don't need a ton of equalization if you build the box properly. But if you want sub bass, so the reason why the Epicenter works so well is because it's usually people trying to get bass in music that doesn't have bass. For example, banda music, 80s, 90s rock music. These two have 0 bass. Van Halen doesn't do dick.
Wow, you just did that.
Yeah, we're shaking hands. Anyways, but an Epicenter will make it do that. So, big fan. Hi, fellas. Will the HN3 will work to remove factory amp and put a aftermarket 4-channel amp in? So here's the experience we've had with this. Because I'm thinking that's the Honda version.
AXD, maybe. Yeah.
Well, no, that's the.
Yeah.
I'm looking at the HN3. I think that's the Honda. So yes, it will. However, the problem you may run into is what we ran into, and that is we lost the ability to use the phone, meaning for calls, whether it be CarPlay, Bluetooth. The noise cancellation for that system is in the amplifier. And you're bypassing the amplifier, which means noise cancellation goes bye-bye. If it will work in the car, it sounds amazing. And it's fantastic. However, why are you just not going to the internet? So. Dude, just stop. Doesn't matter. Yeah. But that's the problem we ran into that one. Would I use it again? Yeah. We always just ask the customer, hey, how important is it to you actually to do hands-free calling? If they say it's the most important thing, we go, all right, we'll do it another way. So.
Yep.
I was going to say, you're having a really hard time here.
Yeah, 2016. And
Honda. Yeah. Okay, good enough. All right, let me get out of here. Let me do that right like that, and I'm going to close this, and I'm going to say, oh my God, guys, it's that time. What time is it? Dean? It's that time to end the show. Wait, no, don't end the show. We're having so much fun, and we are. We're having a great time, and we'd like to thank you all for spending your Monday nights dealing with us instead of watching Monday Night Football, because who wants
Not
to
yet.
watch that crap? Oh, it's not on yet?
Not yet.
Well, thank you for we're the pregame show.
Exactly.
That's right, guys. Hey, big shout out to ThinkwareStore.com, AudioControl.com. Don't forget, tomorrow night, Matthew will be here. We'll be talking with him, getting all the what's up and all the new audio control stuff that's sitting right there. There you go. Yeah. We'd like to thank Moscone, Gladen, and Focal for being a proud sponsor, as well as Arc Audio. That's right. By Fabergé. Anyways, thank you so much, guys, for tuning in tonight. It is Monday, which means we got a whole week of nonsense in front of us. And if you'd like to keep up with what's happening here in the Bay, make sure to tune in to Instagram, where we do 5 minutes of 5-star, which is never 5 minutes. However, it is also the reason why I get the most people asking why the Monday show is shot in vertical. Because it's from Instagram. We literally call it the Instagram recap show, but nobody knows how to read. It's crazy. Anyways, we'll talk to you about what's going on in this Toyota Corolla over here. Find out what's happening. It's getting a Blackbird, as we said. Some nice Focal Flax Series speakers. We'll show you how those go in tomorrow, because Fernando didn't put the doors on this time. So we'll let you guys see all that and how that looks. We showed you what we did for the tweeter and the dash today. So if you don't follow us on Instagram, make sure you head over and do that. Otherwise, tune in Friday morning at 9 o'clock for the news and Saturday morning at 5 for more of this. Oh, goody.
Thank you, guys, for watching.
Yeah, you guys have a great night. Enjoy your dinner or whatever you got coming up, and we'll see you guys later.
Bye.
Bye.